To me, Ringu is the final boss of creepy horror movies that rely on tension and timing over blood and gore. This is not a jump scare machine, it's really a slow burn story that builds a foreboding tension and a looming dread that just seeps into the room and takes over. I think the genius in this movie's hook is still very strong. You get a cursed videotape, a phone call, then 7 days. It's really so simple you can explain it to a friend in one sentence and then spend the next week side-eyeing every ringing phone after you watch it. I was between high school and college when this movie hit the States during the wave of Japanese horror that splashed into the US in the mid to the late 90s, and I loved it. I thought it really hit different than Hollywood horror. There was an artistic elegance in the scares. It really got in your mind and it felt smart. In terms of finances, Ringu is one of the great small movie, huge impact stories. The budget is commonly listed at around $1.5 million. It grossed $19.5 million worldwide, which is an absurd return for something this small, restrained, and eerie. It premiered in Japan on January 31st in 1998, and it basically helped kick the door open for the J-horror wave that followed with other movies like Ju-on and Pulse. What hits hardest these days on a rewatch is just how grounded it feels overall, primarily due to the natural lighting that just strips away any studio gloss. Nanako Matsushima plays the reporter like a real person, doing real work. She's following leads, piecing things together. You're working the case with her. She's trying to stay rational as the world seems to get more irrational. And Hideo Nakata directs everything with this calm, patient confidence, like he knows the scariest stuff is what happens in the quiet seconds when more often than not, nothing is happening. I think the imagery of Ringu is iconic without being loud. The eeriness of the interiors, the static, the VHS tapes, ugly little collage of nightmares, it all still hits. I think Ringu plays like horror that feels like it was discovered by accident, not created for cinema. And to this day, with its smaller budget and far less gusto, it's far better than the 2002 US remake. With this one, by the time the end credits roll, you don't feel like you just watched a movie. You feel like you might have watched a cursed object, and you may need a few spritzes of Jacquard Noir to ward off any potential spirits.